today we're talking about corn and GMOs. And corn's kind of a hot topic nowadays, but we absolutely think it's amazing.
We love corn because just like all other traditional grains, corn is packed with nutrients like vitamin C and the B vitamins, magnesium, potassium, and tons of plant fiber.
And corn was the food of the Americas. The indigenous people were able to survive on corn alone, but they did that through noticing it was lacking one vital nutrient called niacin, so they would actually mix and process it with limestone, which would increase the niacin, and also ferment it, which would help increase the digestion. Also, the most medicinal part of the plant comes from the corn silk, and that you can just simply soak in a hot cup of tea, which you can then treat UTIs and bladder infections with.
And so this heritage corn that was traditionally prepared and grown is not the same corn you see today in the grocery store. What we see in the produce section is called sweet corn. And this is a variety that was selected by modern day man because it's easy to grow, easy to eat with those big juicy kernels, and tastes so sweet. And we love corn on the cob this way. It's great to eat right now because it's in season.
But eating too much corn on the cob isn't the issue that we're seeing here in the United States. Instead, companies like Monsanto have genetically modified corn and turned it into this inedible version called field corn, which 88% or more of the corn grown in the United States is this inedible field corn version. And what it's used for is ethanol and manufacturing and animal feed. And this is also with the animals making them sick and extremely unhealthy. And we're eating that if we're eating conventional meat.
This GMO field corn is also used to make things like high fructose corn syrup, maltodextrin, and all those corn derivatives that are pumped into packaged and processed foods. So these are all hidden corn products, like we talked about hidden sugars. They all are derived from this GMO corn. So this is where it makes it even more obvious that we need to stay away from these processed foods. This is the part that's affecting our health and affecting the planet.
And the issue with GMOs is that the DNA of the plant has been genetically manipulated so that it is Roundup ready, which means they can spray Roundup, which is a chemical herbicide and pesticide, so it kills everything around it but the actual crop itself. And so what that does is it increases the crop yields, it increases the ability for the shelf life, and also profits. But our bodies are left unable to process those chemicals, and the DNA will start manipulating our own DNA, which then we pass on to our children.
And so this is also causing problems in our own bodies with food sensitivities, allergies, digestive issues like IBS and leaky gut, reproductive issues, and even cancer.
And all developed countries in the world have ban GMOs except for the United States because the US believes there's not enough scientific evidence to prove that GMOs have any long-term health effects.
So let's not wait for the evidence. Let's just use our common sense and get back to nature. When it comes to corn and even soy products as well, the same thing's going on. Look for the non-GMO verified labels, and also if you're going organic, you could be almost assured that it's GMO free. And let's get back to that sweet corn that our body knows and loves.
Oh, and during this time of year, it's so good. It's in season, and we love making these fritters with that corn and all of these other seasonal veggies like zucchini and bell pepper and scallions. They're absolutely delicious and such a simple recipe.
So head on over to simply-seasonal.com, sign up for emails, get these corn fritter recipes, and so much more.
Well, that sounds simple enough.
Because it's simply seasonal. So when going for corn products or even soy products, it's really important to go for organic and look for the non-GMO labels. An organic product by law is required to have less than 5% GMO product in it. So you're not guaranteed 100% that it's GMO free if it's organic, but there's a pretty good chance.
So this is why some companies will have two labels. They'll have their organic label and a GMO label, so you know that there's absolutely no GMOs in here.
So you can find non-GMO baking powder, you can find non-GMO corn snacks and popcorn and cornstarch, tortillas. So when you're going for these products, these are products that we use at home. It's really important to look for the non-GMO.
And organic.
And organic.
Everything on the shelf in a package usually contains corn because it's a preservative, a sugar, a sweetener, a shelf life sustainer, things like that.
There's about 200 names for corn. When it's maltodextrin, corn. High fructose corn syrup, corn. Fructose, corn. So you can basically just read the ingredients like corn, 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 and corn.
All developed countries around the world have... Oh my god. That was insane.
That was close.